So if we've got f, we're going to write it here as 1 over x, but instead of x, we're going to put a big parentheses. And inside it, we're going to do x squared minus 4. So we're done. This is f of g of x, but it says state the domain. The domain is all the x's that could work for this. There's some x's that wouldn't, that would make this undefined. The original value here could not be 0. So x can't be 0 because that would make it undefined. It also couldn't be 4 because 4 minus 4 is 0, and that makes it undefined. And the other thing it couldn't be is -2. No, sorry, x could be 4. It couldn't be 2 because 2 squared is 4, minus 4 is 0. Then it would be undefined. And x could not be -2 because -2 squared is 4. Then you subtract 4 and you get 0. All of these things would make this undefined. All right, so on the next one, we're going to embed. This time, we're going to put g as the big function. F is going to go inside it. So g is blank squared minus 4, and f is going inside it. F is 1 over x. And you could simplify that as 1 squared over x squared. I don't know if it's that much simpler to do that. So the domain on this one, there's only one thing that I can see that x can't be that would make it undefined. X can't be 0 on this one. All right, the next one, f of g. That means f is our big one where we leave the big parentheses, and g goes inside it, x over x plus 1. Well, in this case, we can't have a division by 0, so the domain on this one, this denominator, x plus 1, can't be 0. Otherwise, the universe explodes. So if we subtract 1 from both sides, x can't be -1 because -1 plus 1 is 0, and that makes it undefined. So whatever the denominator is, we say it can't be 0. So here, x squared minus 4 can't be 0. And we know that that means x couldn't be 2 or -2. We could factor it if we wanted. We could say x plus 2 can't be 0 and x minus 2 can't be 0 because we have solved things like x squared minus 4 before. So you're looking logically what the denominator can't be without making it equal to 0. That is the limitation on the domain. Let's try another one. All right, so here we've got x squared plus 7 and x squared minus 4. And if you look at this, it's typed out this time for you. We're plugging g of x into f of x. And since f of x is x plus 7, we're plugging g of x into f of x. So it's going to be something plus 7, and that is what we're going to plug x squared minus 4 into. This time there's no limitation of the domain. There's no fractions where a denominator can't be 0. But we can combine like terms, and that's how we get x squared plus 3, is by combining those two like terms. Now, if you switch it and you switch the order and you put f of x inside, it looks different. So f of x is x plus 7. That's going to go inside. X plus 7 is going to go inside the parentheses. We're going to square that and then subtract 4. Well, if you square x plus 7, you get x squared plus 14x plus 49 minus 4, which simplifies down to x squared plus 14x plus 45. This part right here, if you wrote it out, you'd say you have x plus 7 times x plus 7 minus 4. And then you FOIL it, which gets you to that point. So I'm just breaking that down a little bit so you can see the step that wasn't shown there. All right, last one. We're doing f of g. So inside f, we're putting g. So I'm going to do on this one, I've got 3 minus, and then instead of x, I'm going to put a big parentheses because g is going inside there. And it's x over x plus 1. Well, the denominator can't be 0. So I'm going to say my domain, the denominator cannot be 0. So I'm going to actually set it equal to 0 to see what it can't be. Well, if I subtract 1 from both sides, I get x can't be negative 1. So everything else is okay. Let's do another one. All right, let's just do one more. F of g of x, which means fog. Some people call it the fog function. Where we're going to put g of x into f of x, and let's just say f of x is x squared, and g of x is 2x. So we are putting g of x into f of x. So let's write the one that it's going into first, the big blank. So f is the one that's going to be containing g of x. So we'll put blank squared. And then g of x, we'll put it 2x. If we wanted to find f of g of, let's say, 7, we could just now put 7 in. And it would be 14 squared. If you wanted f of g of 2, you could put 2 in at the end like this. That's possible. And then it would be 16. So you have choices. If you want to plug in your first number, get the answer, then plug it into your second equation, or if you want to combine your equations first, either way works out. And that's about all there is to fog functions or combinations of functions.